honestly don't know what's wrong with society, YouTube. I really don't. Cyberbullying a porn star till she commits suicide. Really? You've got nothing better to do than to bully someone for trying to make money to get through college. That shit's expensive. Some people work 4 jobs just to get that fucking college degree. Some people work 1 job and get paid the money to make 4 jobs into 1, obviously. But this is the irony behind it, is there's these college students trying out for porn videos, and then when they're leaked, people on campus shame them. Like, what is that? But then meanwhile, back at the dorm, they're like, oh, did you see her video? Oh, I did. Oh, okay, pardon the bluntness of it, but yes, that's pretty much what happens, and it's just downright disgusting. You know, the fact that people are committing suicide over cyberbullying, it just, I don't know, to me it seems a bit drastic. But maybe it's just because I've had a better outlook on life like recently. Beside the point. You know, it's just one of those things, you know. And then that diva chick from some show named Meet the Braxtons, you might have seen it. I don't keep up with pop culture, but I just heard about the story, and she apparently blames God for giving her son autism because she had so many abortions or some shit. I don't know. Really? Wow. That's about as stupid as blaming the goddamn vaccines for children getting autism, I'll tell you what. Ugh. I'll tell you what, though. It's bullshit when you hear sports stories like that, you know. But it's reality. People are just gonna, you know, find a likely excuse, and she thinks God gave her some autism. That's cute. And this is the weird thing about celebrities like that, is somehow their lives become personal when they drag shit like that into their albums and shit. Apparently she dropped these bombshells on her album, so to speak. I haven't heard it, and I don't care to hear it about it. I really don't like that kind of music, but the fact that she's blaming God for giving her some autism, I found that quite hilarious, actually. You know, and this, going back to the cyberbullying thing in general, you know, she isn't the first porn star to be bullied for her career in these modern times, and I find the hypocrisy of it quite funny, and ironically sad at the same time. You know, male and female giving her these porn actors and actresses shit because they chose to make a shit ton of money to help pay for college, and they're being safe with their career. Then they weren't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they're, you know, picking up some random homeless person off the street who's got AIDS and saying, "Where do you know?" They weren't doing that. No, it's not like they were doing that. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? They had people they trusted. They obviously test for shit like that before they do the videos. And prospectively, the women on this being pissed off at the women who do this for a career in college to pay for money, or just jealous because they're getting the attention, and the women that aren't getting attention are the ones talking the shit, and the guys are going, "Oh damn, I just saw what she did, that's kind of hot," and "Oh shit, we shouldn't do that, we shouldn't say that because our girlfriends will get pissed off at us," so they'll play along with it, and, you know, whatever. But, and you know what, that's just the thing. If you choose to do a career like that, then if you get exposed to it, you know, and then it goes viral or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's the consequence you choose for that. You know, it's unfortunate society, for whatever reason, you know, shames people to do that kind of thing, but then you look at advertising these days, and it's all it's about, really, and it's just a little ironic, isn't it? But, oh well. You know, it's just sad that a fellow human being had to end her life because people would quit cyberbullying. See, if you're cyberbullying a porn star, are you that bored with your life? Honestly, are you that bored with your life? You know, I've been cyberbullied a couple of times on YouTube, and to the point where somehow they got a hold of my work's main number and called or email or whatever, and filed a false customer report trying to get me in trouble with my bosses. And I said, there's no way in hell, okay, that this is true, and obviously it isn't true, but, you know, people go to lengths to ruin other people's lives because they're bored out of their minds. They got nothing productive to do with their life. It must be why they do it. Otherwise, why do it? Why would you ruin something, you know? I mean, now, if you are getting cyberbullied, my best advice to you is just to laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking laugh at it. Because it's so not worth getting upset over. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been on YouTube for a number of years, way before it even hooked up with Google+. Way the fuck before it even hooked up with Google+. I'm no stranger to it. And I've learned to just cope with it because that's part of life, you know. The advantage with YouTube, though, is that you can, with your own channel, you can delete the comments in the comment section that you don't like. Well, it turns out this porn star that was getting cyberbullied was getting cyberbullied on social websites where you couldn't just, you know, it's non-stop, you know. And how would you know what you did for a career unless you'd actually seen it or heard about it, you know what I'm saying? And really, would it be any different if you were giving someone shit for working in a sewer all day? You know what I'm saying? It's an honest living, you know, they deal with a lot of crap, but it makes people's lives around them much easier. You see what I'm saying? But what are you gonna do? It's unfortunate when you hear about stories like this in the news, like, really? That's, wow, you know, that definitely changes your perspective on the whole thing. And then some drama with some Catholic school principal is pissed off because Ellen, or whatever her name is in that talk show, some dance invite and some picture, and it's just, you know, between that and people getting worked up over some dude crapping on a slide and getting away with it for 6 fucking months. I mean, this is what's the news of these times right now, and it's just mind-boggling sometimes. First of all, according to some sources, they make the biggest deal about this guy crapping on a playground where kids go to play. They finally do a stakeout, and they catch the fucker who's doing it, and they don't release his name, because 2 things. One, it's going to make them look like really shitty detectives, pardon the pun, and 2, you know, it'll do him some favor because no one will know what he looks like, so he won't be known as that weird guy that craps on slides at playgrounds. So I guess that's a win-win for everyone. But the fact that they didn't at least charge him with something, they didn't charge him with anything, which is what boggles me the most about it. You know, and then you have that douchebag, you know, that 4th generation witch bastard, you know, molested his 3-year-old daughter and doesn't get jail time, he gets probation. It's frustrating, you know, it really is. It's just like, what the fuck, really? That's our justice system? Not all of it's like that, you know, but the news likes to focus on that, so it keeps people thinking that it's all bad. Okay? The cup is not half empty or half full, it's half a cup. You see what I'm saying? Well, I hope the porn star committed suicide. I hope she finds peace in the afterlife. People say that if you commit suicide, you go to hell. You know, that's what some people believe. But what kind of hell is she going through on Earth? You know what I'm saying? If people were bullying her to the point where she did it, you know what I'm saying? That just boggles my mind. You know, and it's a shame that our hypocritical society will sit there and say, oh, you did porn, that's shameful, but then when no one's watching, they're fapping into porn. What the fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's extremely hypocritical. And it just annoys the shit out of me that someone had to end their life because of something that stupid, you know? I mean, sex is alright, but it's not the best thing in the world, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think our society over-glorifies it for the purpose of a lot of shit can go wrong when you over-glorify it, because, you know, there's a lot of hype to it for first-timers, obviously, but shit. Thing of it is, though, is it fair that someone ends their life because they chose a career to help pay for their school? Because the thing of it is, our society makes a huge fuss about education. Back in the day when your kid went to daycare, they colored books and they had an imagination, they finger painted. Now when you go take your kid to fucking daycare, the daycare instructor will ask you, do you want me to start working on multiplication and subtraction with them? And some people go all together, they're like, well, if you want your kid to be smart, that's fine, but for the most part, you know, wait till they're in kindergarten before you start teaching them math, at least, you know. Don't just start forcing the educational system down their throat that fucking early, okay? Because right off the bat, they're expected to be smart and be perfect, you know. Because parents, for whatever reason, like to brag about how awesome their kids are. You know, I never understood that. Maybe it's because I'm not a father, and I don't plan on being one anytime soon. Fuck, and that. One of me is enough. I know to some of my fans it might be disappointing because they're hoping for a junior, but I'm like, no, and no. These ponytail holders, they snap so freaking easy. Wow. Oh, that's funny. And if you're being cyberbullied online, instead of committing suicide, maybe try, which it's not going online, existing outside the internet. Take a break from it, and if the comments are still continuing, you know, they'll let them get to you. Just say fuck them and keep doing your thing, you know what I'm saying? Some, at least porn actresses, apparently took empowerment out of people ridiculing them. They didn't let it get to them. And in some cases, like the one we just heard recently, they just up and off themselves. Now some people are going to say, well, she committed suicide and she was a porn star, she's going to hell for her sins. And I go, that's complete bullshit. How the fuck do you know that? Are you dead right now? No. Well, then you have no way of actually knowing whether or not your thing exists. You know, there's one way to test that, but then again, you wouldn't be, you know, some people have had near-death experiences, and they said it was like a deep sleep. It's happened when people are getting operated on the table. Sometimes they die for maybe like 6 minutes and come back to life, you know. It's part of being human. But then there's the energy in which exists outside the human body, and that's a completely different story. Now, if humans have the energy and they do die, where does that energy go? There have been a lot of theories, obviously. Otherwise, people wouldn't be asking, you know. And that's when people ask the questions like that. You know, people ask questions like that and they find their answers. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But each person's outlook on it is going to be different, you know. Not everyone's going to agree on principles of energy and shit and where the spiritual presence comes from and shit. But ghosts are real. Okay, there's just no doubt about it. They are most definitely real. Okay. Not all of them are nasty and evil and demonic and or malevolent, if you will. Some of them are just playful and kind of pestilent, you know what I'm saying? So we're just there, you know. It really depends on the location and how severe the activity may be. You know, you got your cases where, like the Amityville Horror, which turns out there might have been a Native American buried underneath the house, or 2 or 3 or 4, and that definitely contributes to hauntings because you're basically building property on someone's resting place, and that's not a good thing. If they wanted to get rid of the haunting, if it still continued, they'd have to tear down the house, do a Native American funeral ceremony, bless the area, and pray for forgiveness, I guess, and just leave it without property. Be my theory on it anyway. Honoring the spirits and all that, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think the spirit that resides in that area is gonna be from, you know, that cultural set, if you will. So, you know, you're trying to exorcise that kind of spirit with a Catholic exorcism is probably not going to work. You know, in theory, anyway. Something to think about, you know. I mean, would you like it if you were buried in a cemetery and they just tore it down, took every body up except yours and just left it there and then built up on top of it, you know? So you're thinking, oh, I don't really care, I'll be dead. But some you're thinking, actually, you know, it's a respect thing, really. But, yeah, I just got off a long day at work and watching some news online and caught a couple articles that caught my attention. And it's a real shame when people kill themselves because of cyberbullying. And how do we fix that? We stop cyberbullying. And the ugly truth is you can't completely stop it because people are just assholes, plain and simple. Not all people are assholes, obviously, but, you know, you roll through a field of shit and dandelions to find the roses of the bunch, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Well, anyway, this is KingCobraJFS with another video, and thanks for watching, and have a wonderful evening.